Welcome back. In this part, we'll cover another kind of problems raised in translation between two languages. Again, Wang Xin's case will give us a clear understanding of the problems of this kind. After 1 month's stay in China, Jerry had to go back to the United States. Learning about this, Wang Xin decided to call Jerry and intended to resolve their misunderstanding. He suggested having a dinner together. And of course, they made a deal on splitting the bill. During this dinner, Wang Xin extended his willingness to make friends with Jerry. But when he wanted to express his feeling with Chinese idiom 不打不相识, he would not come up with any English equivalence. Have you had such an experience? You rack your brains to search for a particular word or expression in another language, but all your efforts turn out to be in vain, and you get very frustrated. Actually, linguistic symbols are nearly arbitrary. They are conventions by which certain sounds are attached to certain objects and events, which signifies the social aspects of language. Therefore, we say language, to a certain degree, reflects unique aspects of its culture. In another word, culture is conveyed in language. Since every culture has its unique characteristics, a certain word or concept may not have an exact counterpart in another language. In this sense, language can be a barrier to intercultural communication. People from different cultural backgrounds encounter translation problems generally in the following 5 aspects. They are the lack of equivalences in vocabulary, idioms, grammar, and syntax, experiences, and concepts. Let's first discuss lack of vocabulary equivalence. As the famous example shows, the Arctic people have a great variety of words for snow due to the geographical environment there, which is not shared with other areas. In the same vein, when people of different cultures do not share a lot in customs and traditions, they may have different understandings of the meaning of a certain word as well as its associative meanings. Some color words in American culture have different connotations from the ones in Chinese culture. Yellow, in some contexts, means obscene. When we say 扫黄 and translated as fight against yellow, it makes no sense to English speakers. Likewise, when Americans say yellow-bellied and yellow streak, we Chinese people cannot figure out that it really means being cowardly. Some fruit words can have different meanings from another culture. For example, you are a lemon in English. If you think you are 柠檬精 in Chinese as what the internet buzzword means, you are misunderstanding it. In fact, a lemon means something not as good or as useful as it should be, or someone who looks shy or foolish or even useless. For example, he took a little test drive and agreed the car was a lemon. I just stood there like a lemon. Another challenge in terms of vocabulary is that some English words have many collocations in which meanings vary. For example, observe. Can you figure out the meaning of observe in each of the following sentences? 1. At home, children usually learn about gender differences by observing and imitating their parents' behavior. 2. Two friends of mine observe an internet Sabbath every week, turning off their online connections from Friday night to Monday morning. 3. Men who observe traditional masculine norms are said to derive less satisfaction from their relationship with partners. 4. He is an ambitious young man, observed his tutor. 5. In 1664, Hooke observed a reddish spot on the surface of the planet. As we can see, the meaning of a certain word heavily depends on the collocations and the context. Take the word apple as an example. In this sentence, the Big Apple is the city full of challenges and opportunities. The Big Apple refers to New York City. Here, apple implies wealth, treasure, and opportunities. Here is another example to prove it. Born with a magical piece of jade in his mouth, Jia Baoyu is the apple of the family's eye. But apple does not always mean something good or valuable. If we say, "Stop talking rudely like that, you really look like a wise apple." In this context, wise apple does not have positive meaning. Instead, it means a smug, self-conceited person who always annoys others. If we don't know the fact that the same word means differently in different contexts, communications will be hindered.